I knew the longer it took me to quit my job, the longer it took me to start this business, the longer the people I would help had to wait for their solution. The people who were going to be my very first client had to wait until I felt like I was ready. And so if I didn't ever take that leap, because you never really feel ready, right? Like the imposter syndrome thing is like, it's real, but you have to get beyond that and you have to stand in what you're doing. And I couldn't help that first person. They literally had to wait with their problem for longer because I wasn't ready yet, or I wasn't ready to leap. What is up, my fellow dreamers and soul searchers? Welcome to the Roxy Talks Manifestation Podcast, your raw, unfiltered, and unapologetic source for all things manifestation related. I'm Roxy Lee, and for the last decade, I have been researching and developing my signature 360 method, which combines behavioral science, quantum physics, and the law of attraction to help you manifest a life beyond your wildest dreams. Visit roxytalks.com for more info. Now, let's get into it. What do I feel about mindless, robotic, no feeling, no necessarily believing affirmations all day? I feel about it that I made a whole system around it and a program called 360 Method. And I feel about it that it works so fucking well that it changed my life, helped me start a business, and is exactly the reason why I'm talking to you in this moment and is how I teach, the perspective I teach from. So what do I think about that? 100%. You said it was so effective. Yes. Here's why. Whether or not you're believing it in the moment, you're brainwashing yourself and eventually you will believe it. And what you think manifests. So while you're thinking that stuff, you are creating more of it. So even if you don't believe it at first, you will eventually because you believe all the dumb bullshit you're thinking right now. No offenses, but like all the dumb stuff that you believe right now is something you picked up along the way that is not a real thing that you are letting dictate your life and maybe perhaps ruin your life, stop you from doing things that you want, stop you from ascending. And it's dumb and it's BS and it's elementary, my dear Watson. I don't know why that came up, but that's what they said. It's so elementary. We are adults here. We pay attention to our thoughts and we are intentional about what we're doing with our thinking so that we can live the lives we want. Otherwise, what are we doing here? Just moping around, fucking feeling sorry about ourselves, bumping into shit. Like, what's the point? We came here for a reason. We came here to do something. You came here with a spark in you. So what is it? Go fucking do it, right? I think personally, affirming something that you don't believe that is quote unquote positive, or we'll say productive, meaning it would lead you to your ideal reality, not take you away from it. And even if you don't believe it, that's better than thinking the dumb belief you don't want, right? So if the option is continue believing the thing that's keeping me stuck, or this thing, fucking yeah, life's great, this is the better option. This, I promise you, the fuck my life is not the option to take if you want to unfuck your life. On the second question, should you keep doing affirmations until it manifests, or once you feel it real, stop doing it? The answer to that is like, this is why I wanted to piggyback off these two, is that if you had it, you would be saying affirmations of you having it already. Like, okay, this is just the easiest example. If you were thirsty, your thoughts would be about thirst, dry mouth. I'm thirsty right now, actually. Hold on. My thoughts are about thirst right now, but as soon as I do this, my thoughts are about, ooh, that's cool. Lemony, yummy. Ooh, I feel refreshed. Okay, what's next? Because I got the thing that I was lacking, my affirmations are just naturally different. Like my real thoughts are different. And your thoughts are your affirmations, and the thoughts that your ideal self is thinking in their everyday life when they're just sitting here, that version of them, the ideal one, is just thinking, they're thinking thoughts, and they have an awareness of reality that's keeping those panes of reality in the order of logical expectation, like we were saying earlier. If you had the thing you were manifesting, your affirmations would be different just by nature. If you needed a bill paid and then it got paid, your thoughts would not be, I need a bill paid. They just wouldn't be. They would be, it doesn't, probably wouldn't be about bills at all. It'd be on to the next thing. You'd be like, okay, good. I can think about fucking whatever. I can go back to my life. Before you pay the bill, your affirmations are probably, they shouldn't be, but they might be, I need this, where's it going to be? I got to think, and then 194 minus, you know what I mean? It's like this constant, like chipping away at your abundance, right? That's not going to get you abundant, right? Because this stuff is replicating. Should you keep doing affirmations until it manifests, or once you feel it real, stop doing it? It's kind of like both. If you don't need to convince yourself of it anymore, then no. Like, what do you mean? What lack? What bill? Shit's already paid. I'm not worried about that. What are you talking about? Paid that last week. Once you get the thing, whether it's energetically or physically, your perspective on the matter changes, and now you are manifesting a new reality where you actively have it in the moment. That's what's going on. So, should you keep doing affirmations until it manifests? I don't know. Do you have to until you believe it, or do you believe it? Said it was such a hard choice because I'm so close with the family, but I felt so burnt out and stagnant and couldn't stand the thought of another year going by there. Oof. Yep. Yep. That's how you know. It's like every moment that you stay in a job or a relationship or whatever that's not what you want, that's like sucking your soul out of your body, is less time that you're going to be able to affect the world in a positive way. And I mean that by like for me, I knew the longer it took me to quit my job, the longer it took me to start this business, the longer the people I would help had to wait for their solution. The people who were going to be my very first client had to wait until I felt like I was ready. And so if I didn't ever take that leap, because you never really feel ready, right? Like it's the imposter syndrome thing is like, it's real. Like you just like, why me? Well, who the fuck's going to pay me? But you have to get beyond that and you have to stand in what you're doing. And I couldn't help that first person. They literally had to wait with their problem for longer because I wasn't ready yet, or I wasn't ready to leap, or I was too scared or whatever. That's really what got me through. It was like, that was the thing that really, really changed my mind. I was like, the longer it takes me to do this, the longer they have to wait. The longer it takes me to just fucking do this, the longer they're going to suffer. And that thought, that like idea, that notion is like what pushed me to finally take the plunge and quit my job. Ravisha says, yeah, but how do I manifest clients in 3D? That's definitely something that we're going to be talking about in my business mastermind that is starting next month. If you're in a place to go down that road, if you're able to invest in that way for your business, I can tell you it's going to be really expansive. We're going to have huge conversations that are going to blow your mind of what is possible for you as a business owner. And I'm really excited because I love talking about business. I love talking about my business. I love talking about businesses. I love helping people with their ideas about their business. I love telling people the bigger ideas that they could do. I love seeing like the bigger picture for them and showing them different avenues that they can take, just opening that door a little bit. I love that. So I'm really excited to start the business mastermind, and maybe that'll become my new favorite thing. I'm not sure yet. If you're not subscribed to my email list, you can go to roxytalks.com and download my free 30 days of alignment challenge. That's actually what I used to change my life. That's how I started this whole thing and led me to my practice. It's what actually got me to quit that job. And it's free for download at my website. And then if you download it, then you'll get on my list. Make sure you subscribe. If you subscribe, download it, you'll get on my list, and then you can get emails about the business mastermind if you're interested. It'll be like hot seat coaching. We're going to have private group chat and probably group Voxer chat as well. Shifting realities happens all the time. It is the nature of Earth and how you move through pains. That's what they said. How you move through the pains of realities, like if they were like thin sheets of glass, like cells, like in a cartoon, and they were all thinly lined up. How you move through those is your timeline on Earth. Those panes of glass, as they're showing them to me or explaining them, the current you has a logical arc of like what pains should go, in what succession. Like we all have this idea of like what's possible for life, and like how long a month takes, how long a relationship takes to unfold, how long it takes to make money, how long it takes to get clients, or whatever your deal is, how long it takes to become your ideal, literally anything. we have these expectations of how that should go, what the logical next step is, right? That's what Abraham thinks, or Abraham says, right? Isn't that what Abraham says? Logical next step. Somebody says that. So we have this logical next step, and not just next step, but we have the logical like arc of our own timeline that we kind of expect. Like you watch other people get old, you watch other people run a business, you watch other people have relationships, you watch other people, their health, you watch other people and how they spend their money. Like there's so many things that we watch other people do, and there's an assumption that that's what life is, and that's what it's supposed to look like, and that's how it looks like for everyone. But it doesn't have to be true, right? Like it's whatever you say it is. That's why the realities all look so similar that you can't tell the difference between them as you're going to different realities constantly, because you have the expectation of the arc of your timeline. You essentially align the panes of glass that you're or the panes of reality that you're moving through into an expected sequential order. And that's exactly why you live these lives that are so much, not that it's bad. We all do this, right? Or not anymore. We have been living these lives that are just so similar to our past, so similar to the, lives and pasts of other people, just a continuation of what we've always had. And if you want to break free from that, you have to start thinking beyond it and believing beyond it and conceptualizing beyond it. Because I know one thing from like group coaching, one thing we found out, so we're doing the Activate Your Power right now. That's our current December group program. And one of the things that came up was that there was, from the people in the chat, there was an inability, maybe not an inability, but maybe I'll just say what they said. They have a hard time seeing the big picture. That's what they were saying. So being able to think outside of your own box is like part of what is required to manifest outside of your own box, right? Like you have to be able to conceptualize it and think of it in order to obviously bring the reality to you, right? So, okay, someone's asking you how to shift reality with a different past. You need to be on my New Year, New You master training, okay? Because we're literally talking about that. Can you please tell me how to shift reality with a different past? I'm teaching a program, a master training about this on December 28th. That's like part of what we're talking about. I don't want to answer anything just yet until after that program, of course, so I can make sure that I give all of my nuggets are going into that. So that's where I want to put that. But let me just say this for now. RoxyTalks.com/live programs, by the way, if you want to sign up for that. If you're interested in joining New Year, New You master training, where we will obviously be working on making 2023 an incredible year, rewriting the past and moving forward in a big way. So that's the master training happening. If you're able to join that, I would highly suggest it, because we'll be doing a super deep dive on that. But you're always shifting realities. None of them are connected. Like I said, like they just showed me panes of like a bunch of panes, like infinite number of panes, like maybe like a thin sheet of glass, but more like a pane of reality. And they're all just lined up like a flip book or something. And your energy is moving through these static moments of what we call time. And so what you think of as your past is just that, what you think of it. You're always shifting to a new reality that has nothing to do with your past. You only think it does. And so you manifest from the perspective of somebody with that past. So you have to change your perspective and change the way you're looking at it. Shantae says, this is reminding me a lot of parents. It's common for people to succeed about the same as their families. It's a huge deal when someone is the first to go to college. Yeah. Exactly. Because it's like, I've talked about it before, but in my head, they show me like, imagine like wide open space like Wyoming, where there's just like green pastures. There's just land just for fucking acres and shit. And then imagine a house in the middle, just in the middle of all of that empty space. Not empty space, it's filled with nature or whatever, but nothing is built upon it, right? Nothing's occupying it except maybe like sheeps and stuff. I don't know. Imagine you have a house in the center of all this, nothingness. And then there's a tiny, like a fence around the whole house that only gives you like 3 feet of yard or 5 feet of yard of your own. And you won't go outside your fence because I don't know, it's scary out there. It's so scary out there in the big, huge open expanse. I'm going to stay within this 5-foot range of my comfort zone and only go as far as the gate. So that's that's the analogy they show me when it comes to like thinking beyond your current situation, what you can see, what you've experienced, what other people have done, what you've heard about, that's all within that yard. And it's not that it's bad. It's just like, it's not much compared to that massive expanse of, I don't know what's out there yet. We don't know till we leave our gate or, open the gate and leave our yard. Mesh says when we were talking about brainwashing, let me get to brainwashing this body. Psh, that's what I'm doing. Have been working on what I think is possible for my body as well. Like, I've always had this idea of where my body sits naturally, like weight-wise, like, it always, like, levels out there, and now I'm like, probably because I've always thought my weight level's out there, so now I'm working on creating a new lower. It doesn't matter. But I'm with you there, so I understand, and that's just like it's a daily practice of just watching my thoughts about what I not and it's like you have to watch what you think about what you eat, not just like you're not just watching what you eat, you have to watch what you think about what you eat and what you think it's gonna do to your body and if you're allowed to have it and if you should have it and if it's good, if it's bad, if it's gonna do XYZ, if you're gonna need to work out or go on a diet next week, I'm gonna have to starve myself next week or whatever. Like any sort of stuff like that is reinforcing the fact that you don't have the body you want. So because I'm like actively working on this right now, I'm realizing like how many thoughts are related to my body and like what it what it do. You know what I mean? And I mean that because like I love food. I love food. And before I was aware of this and before I was in my ideal body as I am now, I used to have a real like I had an issue with food, you know. So food is on my mind a lot. You guys know I always talk about food on this. I think about food all the time, all the time. And like, because I think about food all the time, I'm realizing how many thoughts a day I'm having that are keeping me in this body, right? Like in the way that I think it is. So shout out 360 method if you want to work on if you want to work on getting your thoughts on board. We're going to be opening up 360 for the next round in January. And last time I told you that it would be self-led and there wouldn't be coaching, but that's not how it's going to go. We decided to keep the coaching part of it. So when 360 comes around next month, there will be coaching involved if you wanted to get in on it. If you're interested in signing up for 360 when it opens back up, head to roxytalks.com and click the 360 method tab and just sign up for the wait list, and then you'll get an email when it's ready or when it's opening. If you are interested in joining 360 in January and you want pre-sale prices, that's what you're going to. I'm gonna send you the pre-sale price. Okay. So if you want that, go put your email on the 360 page. If you go to roxytalks.com, at the top, there's a tab that says 360 method. Click that and then enter your email address and you will get a pre-sale discount for 360 that's only available to that list. Another thing is I'm about to launch my business mastermind. I know I've been talking about it for a while and getting it ready, but that's cool because when it's perfect, it's going to be perfect timing. I will be sending news out about the business mastermind next week, probably on Monday. And that vibe is much more, how do I say this? Much more intensive coaching, much more time with me, FaceTime with me. And it's a massive learning opportunity and environment and space as we connect with other business owners and really quantum leap ourselves in what we believe is possible for our business and how we conceptualize what we're doing. So any of my business owners, entrepreneurs, coaches, if you're interested in joining a business mastermind around believing in yourself, believing in your business, believing you can do it, conceptualizing what to do next, figuring out how to grow beyond where you are, and then the supporting thoughts, the worth stuff that comes up with that, all of that shit, all of that stuff, you can sign up for my business mastermind. I will also be sending out the information about that via email. So if you're interested in hearing about the business mastermind, then make sure that you're on my email list as well, okay? And one last thing, I'm so sorry, one last thing. We launched the New Year, New You master training. Those are they're like 1 to 2 hours. I always call them get in, get out, get the information, go apply it. Like we're going like fast and hard for an hour. I'm giving you as much information as I can. I channel as much as I can because I like to really connect with, and when I'm in meditation, I really want to connect with who's going to be there and who's going to listen to it and give them exactly what they need in that moment. They are just an exciting time. It's a good time to connect with the community and people are getting really fast results from them. So New Year, New You Master Training, that's December 28th. I think it's the 8th, December 28th. It's a Wednesday. If you're interested in joining any of those things, that's what's going on right now, just so you know. And I have other things I'll be announcing soon, but that's it. We'll stop there. So the thing about it is that you can believe anything that you brainwash yourself with. You can work on your beliefs. What master training was that? I'm like, I said that in a master training. I think it was the Rewrite Your Specific Person one, right? The Rewrite Your Specific Person master training is really good. And I really, really talked about practicing the beliefs. And I think that's what like is happening here is that like you're trying to manifest the reality, but you're not working on changing your beliefs about it. And when I was talking earlier about how I'm changing my beliefs about my body and like, how it functions with food and what food is good for me and right. I'm even being really careful. I don't even want to finish that, but it doesn't matter. But that's my point is that like I am in my desired body and I'm going to do anything to stay there mentally and physically. Does that make sense? And so if my beliefs need work, I'm working them. The only reason I will let a limiting belief continue is when I can't see it. You know what I mean? Like obviously I preach awareness and discipline constantly. That is the key. But we can't be aware of everything, right? I don't know everything. Your beliefs influence your thoughts and affirmations. So if you don't work on the beliefs, it's like patching a boat with holes in it instead of like fixing it or getting a new boat. Like patching it up is going to be a temporary fix, but it's not going to fix the fact that you have holes in your boat. It's never going to change that. Our homework is our self work, our growth work this weekend is to question the beliefs. I want you paying attention. I want you paying attention to the things you think are a given. The things that you don't question them. That's what I want you to do is just like watching yourself for like times you leap without a net. Ooh, that's good. Ooh, I love it because those things are beliefs that you act on through fear. Those beliefs are things that you will like cut off your nose to spite your face. Those beliefs are so bullshit, but you're staking your whole life on them. And so if we can catch them and redirect them and change them, then we can use them to our favor instead of being at the mercy of them forever. I love you guys. We're all rising our vibrations together. You have the power. I believe in you.